Hello, my name is Daniel Yuck. Thank you for joining today. I appreciate you, your time, and your support. In this video, I want to talk about how we can go about getting more comfortable with whip shading depth. We're going to be using a cup and some Saran wrap. I know it doesn't make sense right now, but stick around to the end and you'll fully understand. I also want to give you a very useful exercise that you can take with you to practice on your end. Should you have any questions at all, please drop a comment below. I'm going to do my best to assist in the best possible direction. Now, when it comes to needle depth, this is something that could be difficult. It depends on where you're at with your tattooing journey. You could understand it, or you can be someone like me who took quite a bit to fully understand what needle depth entails and the correct way to go about it. Again, I have a really cool exercise that I came across that I felt was really cool. With that being said, we are going to need a couple of things to do that. For this demonstration, I want you to grab a cup like this, whether it's a red Solo cup or a transparent cup like this, and then we're also going to be using some Saran wrap. You can use probably a standard household cup to kind of get the point across. Now I'm going to show you what we're going to do with these two tools here to get our practice in. The idea is to get a piece of Saran wrap, and then we're going to want to layer it and place it over the cup, tighten it down, wrap it around, and then from there what we're going to do is put some tension on there with that wrap, so that way it's kind of like skin, and then we're literally just going to shade right into the Saran wrap. Here is a cool resource that you can use. It's now available on Amazon.com. If you head on over to Amazon.com, type in Daniel Yuck or the Shading Journal, you will see this workbook and amongst an assortment of other tattooing workbooks that I created that are designed to aid and assist our development. So this one right here specific is called the Shading Journal. This one is designed to aid and assist our shading, as it has a multitude of shading exercises to help further those skill sets. This rule of thumb is going to apply to lining, textures, dot work, and more. For example, this right here is the Tattoo Practice Companion, and this workbook contains everything from beginner to advanced exercises from lining, shading, dot work, textures, all included in one. Depending on your wants and needs will determine what book is best for you. However, you really can't go wrong with any one. Here's another one I have dedicated to pointillism accuracy. This one's called Dot Magic. This one's fantastic for dot work. I've created an assortment of various tattooing workbooks that are designed to aid and assist our development depending on our wants and needs. Another example, this is going to be from the Stencil Focus edition. This is going to be Statues edition, that's designed to help us get more comfortable with realistic statue type of designs. So again, I have an assortment of various workbooks that are now available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. You could head on over to either or, type in Daniel Yuck, and you should see these workbooks pop right on up. I will be leaving my Amazon affiliate links and other affiliate links for you in the description below, and also for the gear featured in this video, so that way you can check it up, match it up as close as you'd like on your end. Right here I have a hair tie because I couldn't find any rubber bands. This is a clear, transparent, I guess, Solo cup, but you can use any cup that you want. It doesn't have to be this right here. The idea is to create a skin over this area using Saran wrap. So here I have some Saran wrap. You can see it's transparent. You can't see through it, but it's there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to basically place it over like so, and I'm just going to start off with one layer, and then from there I'm going to tighten it onto the cup, creating tension on this area right here, so that way I can tattoo that to try to mimic that of skin. So I'm going to do my best, and you can kind of follow along doing this too. I'm going to kind of pull it down, and you can see it's kind of getting there. So I'm going to just try to do this without wrinkling it. And then from here, I'm just going to place it like so. I'm not sure if that's good or not. Try my best here. And then from here, I'm going to grab this hair tie and then just place it on. And I'm hoping that I can do this without breaking the cup. Okay, there we go. So now I have a skin. You can see it's not super tight, but it's also not loose. I'm going to go ahead and just work with what I have here. Actually, it is a little loose, but again, I'm just going to work with what I have. So now that I have this cup skinned up, I'm going to go ahead and change the angle. We're going to get into the technical application. But real quick, before we continue, it's important to know that you can do this over and over and over. So practice once. If you kind of just tore it, take it off, reskin it, and do this again and again. Now, if you're still like wanting to practice even more, again, the tattoo workbooks that I just showed you allow you to practice anytime, any place. So I would recommend checking those out as well. I'm going to be using my MusoToku Mercury M1 tattoo machine. I'm also using an Ink Claw Bug Pin 3-round liner. This is a 0803 round liner. I'm going to be running at 5.5 volts for now. If that changes, I will let you know. And the idea is to basically create whip shade motions onto this cup right here without breaking the plastic. Use whip motions to practice. And you can see I am able to graze the very top layer of the Saran wrap without breaking through. And this over time is going to help us establish a brushier hand motion, if that makes sense. The idea is to see dots go down like so, but to not break through. Your needle should never go through the plastic. You can see that I'm still adjusting and placing pressures on certain area to tighten up the plastic, and you can also see that I'm going over this area multiple times. I think that that right there is a good sign on its own. And the idea would be to establish your depth when it comes to whip shading, so that way you can develop a lighter hand as opposed to going in full throttle and causing damage that could have otherwise been avoided. You can see that I'm just working off the very tip of the needle itself, not breaking through this layer of plastic. Now what I want to do is I want to stop right here. You saw me, I worked this area quite a bit. I went over it multiple times. So what I want to do from here is I want to take off the plastic, and I kind of want to look at it with you all from a top view, so that way we can take a closer look at it. I'll make sure I do another close-up of me tattooing the next skin here, so that way you can see. That one was kind of blurry, I apologize for that. But let's take a look at the actual skin that we just tattooed. So you can see this right here is the final results, and if you look close up, it's not torn or broken. I'm putting pressure here to see if there were like massive holes. You would have been able to see this skin breaking, and you can see how it's not. The integrity is still there, even though I worked this area multiple times, and you kind of even see a little bit of shading going on there. The idea is to use such a thin skin here, so that when we develop these simple, soft, brush-like motions, you can see sort of like pendulum back and forth whip motions. If you are able to get to a point where you can work an area on Saran wrap, and this is just a single layer of Saran wrap, if you can brush dots onto it using pendulum whip motions, then you're definitely on the right track. And again, my tattooing workbooks 110% contribute to this cause as well. You can see I got a first layer right there. I'm gonna go ahead and go for another layer here. And you can see that I am tattooing this. However, I'm not breaking through. So now I get to practice my motions, like how fast my hand is working in comparison to my voltage. I can see how these dots are being laid down, and it allows me to adjust real time while practicing my brush motions without breaking through this single piece of Saran wrap. And this is a really thin piece of Saran wrap. We should all know how thick Saran wrap is. Maybe not the exact measurement, but you get the idea. The point is, it's a really thin piece of plastic. So if you're getting results where you are in fact able to get some whip shading going without breaking it, once again, you're on the right track. So overworking would look very similar to this. So that right there looks completely different from these surrounding areas. I don't really think I need to demonstrate more than that. As you can see, this area is pretty much done. This right here is bad. So the idea is to, and you can see that I'm actually forced to stretch this Saran skin here that I'm using. And I'm able to actually practice what brush-like motions would feel like. And I'm able to actually successfully apply dots to such a thin layer of plastic here. And I could also work these areas over and over and over. So I feel like this is definitely a good sign. I wonder if I could line this just out of curiosity. Oh, maybe we can actually line. Let me see here, hang on. This has nothing to do with the video, but Let me change my depth here. Not sure if it's like an ink flow problem or what. Let me see if I tore it. Or you can see I was able to line and I didn't. I was able to line on the Saran wrap without breaking through. I deposited a line that's as thin as Saran wrap. And I would recommend trying this. If you're starting out and you're wanting to get into whip shading or you want to just tighten up your depth, give it a shot. Get some Saran wrap, place it over a cup like so, and see what you can do. Keep in mind, I'm using a true bug pin 3-round liner, and as you can see, I'm applying tension to the plastic and I did not rip through, creating that line right there, as you can see. So that right there is definitely a great sign. Although the ink doesn't stay in the Saran wrap, you can see that I'm still, oh actually it does, I lied. You can see that the ink does stay right there. So I was even able to successfully line Saran wrap, which is crazy. Let me do one more here. I'm gonna try to get a clear view so that way nothing is blocking it. And I think this will be okay. So let's see if I can do it here. I'm just lining Saran wrap, as you can see. If I wipe away, you can see that I have successfully applied a line to the Saran wrap, and I'm applying pressure so that way you can see it's not pulling apart, which means the integrity is still intact. Now, if we're able to yield those results, if we're able to deposit a line into the Saran wrap, then whip shading should follow right behind it. So just keep practicing. Use this exercise to help you develop a lighter hand, especially if your hand is heavier. So the idea behind this entire video is to introduce new resources and mediums that you can use to practice to develop very specific parts about our tattooing skill sets. In this case, it'll be whip shading needle depth. Should you have any questions at all, I encourage you, drop a comment below. I'm going to do my absolute best to assist you in the best possible direction. Don't forget, I will be leaving my Amazon affiliate links to all of the tattooing workbooks and gear featured in this video down in the description below and in a pinned comment in case you want to check any of it out on your end. If you found this video helpful, consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel, as I will be bringing more videos like this for you. With that being said, I thank you for your time and I appreciate you watching. I hope you have a great day.